Welcome to our show, A Gentleman's Take, a video podcast where we offer a more refined and sophisticated view on everything in this journey we call life.
All from the perspective of a gentleman.
I'm your host, J.D. Denbow, and this is my eccentric co-host,
Mac.
Well, here's a bit of a rundown of what you can expect today. We are going to cover a variety of subjects and activities and offer our take on them. Or as they say in the common tongue, sitting around and shooting the shit. Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. I don't want to be wrong. So
We're never wrong.
we're never, ever wrong. Listen
Not
to
even
us.
once. Not even once.
This is why you subscribe to us. We're never wrong. So I thought so once, but I was wrong. But we would like to welcome back gentleman guest Perry.
Cue applause.
Hey, nice to be back, fellas.
Yeah, man. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for coming back.
You're back by popular demand, by the way.
Yeah, I feel a lot better on this episode. Last time I was trying to recover from a hangover, so
I saw that.
I think he returned because Chris, when he returned, he had lost a previous episode. So it was tough for him to come back, but he wanted, retribution.
He got it.
For Perry, he didn't really suffer last episode. He got to break my nose.
yeah.
So
Felt
it's
good.
really not bad for him to come back.
Yeah, you folks might remember that when the nose breaking part. Ding.
You might broke my nose.
For reference. But yeah, I think Perry's coming back. He wants to be a two-time champion. To be the only guest to say so because he's here about setting records and blazing trails.
I'm trying to put guests in the dirt for the rest of the season. I don't really.
Put you in the ground.
Yeah, I don't really want to lose to any more guests.
Yeah. Remember,
What are y'all for guests? What's y'all's record?
You've won and Chris has won. That's about it. Everything else we dominated on. You won one on a guest. I won one on a guest. The record should be better, but hey, it is what it is. That's the only time I'll keep track. Is that guests piss me off. So, but yeah. Notice if you've been watching Perry the show lately, we still have our lovely gifts from you.
I
We
think.
like to show them off.
I'm surprised they've held up. I mean,
Why did you buy less than quality?
I was
no,
about to say,
I'm just like for
that cheap?
the deal I got on them and as fast as they got here, I think they were like $40 a piece, and then I got them in like 2 days. Yeah.
I mean, they're nice cups.
Oh, they are nice cups, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
I
companions.
didn't bring any gifts this time, man.
Your presence is your present to us. So, but speaking of that, so as we go into our pop culture, I just have to ask, Perry, have you been anywhere interesting lately?
Yeah, I recently just got back from Vegas with the bunch of my buddies. We went out there for his bachelor party and stayed from Thursday till Sunday, and had a really good time. Real fun.
Men only, or
Yeah, it was just
significant
all
others.
the boys.
The boys
There's about 7 of us.
in Vegas with no ladies present.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
That sounds like a movie.
How did your lady feel about that one?
she's fine with it. I mean, she trusts me.
could you
Well, it would be less. It would be less about the trust. I would think more like the
Just
just
that
the fact
she-
that she's missing out on a trip to Vegas.
So, when you were in Vegas with just you and the boys, what'd y'all do?
Oh, we landed. Well, we did 2 days of golfing. Thursday when we landed there, we golfed that night, and then
That's
just
gentlemanship.
kind of hung around the hotel we were staying at. And then Saturday we golfed in the morning, and then that night we went to Fremont Street. And that place, Fremont Street is. I've been to Vegas once before. That place is crazy.
Is that where it's happening?
Yeah, dude. There's freaking half naked girls with their boobs out and just nipple tassels on, walking around trying to get you to go in bars and stuff like that.
Really?
Oh yeah. I went and wandered off myself because my fans, they're all big gamblers, and me, I'm not so much. So I was just kind of doing my own thing, walking around. I bought
Enjoying
this
the view.
huge. It was like a 32 ounce Red Bull vodka, And it was $24, but it was
You walking around
just at the huge Red Bull vodka, just checking everything out. It was awesome. But then
we're not in the Bible Belt anymore.
we ended up doing this rum tasting. It was a place called Lost Souls.
Lost Souls.
And we did this Saturday night. What you do is you walk in and you get your little punch card, and there's like 4 different like vendors like around this little. It's like a maze kind of thing. You can go wander wherever you want to wander, and whatnot. And you get these little punch cards, and every time you go, you could try a new like a rum. Each rum gets like higher with like alcohol like percentage or whatever, so it gets all the way up to 122.
Oh, like start off like 80 or something.
Yeah, it's like 89 or something, and then you end at like 122.
122 proof,
dude. Yeah, and I tell you, when I took that shot, I took them as shots because I could not just sip. I'm not a big rum drinker.
Yeah.
It numbed my lips, my tongue, my throat. Like, it was numb. It was like taking.
Well, normally when they do like wine tastings, I'm sorry. When they do like wine tastings and stuff like that, they have like a spittoon. They like taste it and then they spit it. So you guys weren't doing that. You guys were swallowing?
They swirl, right? And then they
had
they're just testing the flavor.
Yeah, we were just testing the flavor, and then at each one they had water where you can wash your cup out because you had one cup to keep.
Well, you probably wouldn't want to spit it out because you're paying for it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they do it wine tastings and they spit it out.
Yeah, that's pretty sophisticated. That's more gentlemanly. This sounds like it's like a gentleman
trying to get effed
loose.
up.
Yeah.
But the craziest thing that happened there is that you walk in, you get your cup, and they tell you, hey, hold on to your cup because it's the only cup you're gonna get, throughout the thing. So keeping that in your hand, and then their thing is don't use your hands to clap because you're holding your cup. Yell, hoorah, all that stuff. And we walk in, and they gather around this like stage, and they're introducing this lady, and it's kind of like a lot of the shows, like you walk around and you're testing, and there's shows that start every half hour, and then the girls are like dressed like all sexy, like belly dancers and stuff like that, and this lady walks out, and she has this like super nice like dress on, the fur, and her hair's all pinned up like a pinup girl, and she's coming out, and it's like Frank Sinatra.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden she pulls this plunger out. She pulls this plunger out underneath the fur, and she's like showing the crowd like, and I'm thinking, what is she gonna do? Like stuff it down her throat like some trick or something? She sticks it on the ground, and then I'm like, okay, she's about to set on this or something. Like, well, what did you get us into, guys? And so all of a sudden she picks up the plunger, and then the Frank Sinatra music cuts off, and it starts playing Du hast.
A little bit of Rammstein.
Yeah. So she's like showing it off, and then she takes it and puts it between her legs like it's a weenie. And then she turns to the crowd and lifts her dress up, and she has these huge googly eyes on her ass cheeks. And then she starts lip syncing with the head of the freaking
wait
plunger.
She what?
She starts lip syncing. Not with those, but with the plunger head. The plunger head, the part that plunges.
Yeah.
She starts doing this and starts singing the whole song to Du hast, bent over to us. And then she just casually puts her dress down. The Frank Sinatra music comes back on. She puts it away and walks off. And then they're like, this is how it's going to be. And we're like, mind blown.
So the plunger and the googly eyes.
Yeah, they're just moving. And it's just yes. And one of my buddies texted us.
I would have demanded an encore
when we got back, and he was like, "Does anybody have a video of the lady with the plunger?" And we were all like, "No." We were like too embarrassed to record that. Like, we're in there with like couples
secretly
and
going,
shit. Yeah.
You got the goods, kid. You got the goods.
Yeah.
A freaking plunger. That's hilarious.
Wild.
That's actually a pretty good show because when usually you kind of predict how things play out.
Yeah, it was like
that would throw me off completely.
Yeah, and then throughout the night they repeat some of their. So every now and then you'll walk by and just see a lady with a plunger singing Du hast.
All you have to
just
do
go into the next day.
Like, you're in for a treat.
It's called Lost Souls, right?
Yes.
You wouldn't even have, whatever their logos are, whatever. All you'd have to do is have a poster or a billboard of just that image. I'm going like, what is this? I'm there. They probably like triple their sales in tickets.
When you go to Thailand, you should go to a banana show.
Nope.
I don't even know what that is.
I mean, you could also go to a donkey show.
I hear they're better. I hear they're better in Tijuana actually, and cheaper.
Yeah,
but
Tijuana, the donkey show is prevalent.
No, if you go to Thailand, I'm assuming you've seen films like Hangover 2.
Yes.
Okay, so they're not kidding about that culture over there. The majority of the people over there, not majority, but they're a majority damn near of what's called lady boys. And it's just as it sounds. It's a man who does himself. They go a step further than typical, like you're like here in America with the transgender. Sometimes it's hard. You just can't tell the difference.
Can't they like?
Get so
can't
into
you
it.
like shave?
Yes.
This down. Like they go to those steps to like get rid of their Adam's apple.
Yes.
Boobs, all that stuff. Like
full on. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane, and but that's a culture over there that's grown pretty. What's the word? Rampant. Like pretty. It caught fire, and just hey, if you hang out with somebody, if you're in a club, I mean, there's a high likelihood you're with a lady boy.
You're rolling dice, like. So you did Vegas recently. That's pretty cool. Do you have anything coming up that you plan on doing?
Well, I got
He always
does.
Yeah, he puts in a lot.
He's the one that goes to concerts all the time, or goes.
Yeah, actually,
trips.
we got tickets to go see Def Leppard, Poison, and Alice Cooper. So that's why I put the PTO in for that Wednesday and Thursday because I'll be there. So I'm pretty pumped for that. Other than that, nothing. Just concerts in August and buddy's wedding in June.
I'll say a couple of months ago, you had another friend, a bachelor party. Was that a bachelor party where you all got that cabin you were telling me about?
No, that was just a guy's trip. That's just something we
guy's
do
trip. Okay.
yearly.
So there was something you had told me about that you were planning on doing on that trip, and so what was that plan you had, if you don't mind sharing? Because I thought it was pretty brilliant.
So I thought it would be a good idea to get on Amazon and buy these Speedo type underwear. Where there's just like, and then so, they're all down there getting drunk, and I'm like, I'm going to go take a shower, this and that. So they're all right, and they're down there drinking, playing cards, playing poker, and then throw these underwear come on, and I come down, I'm like, dude, I'm trying to sleep. And they're like, yo, what the hell?
And these Speedo.
Yeah.
Had to be like a neon green or something. Like something
sure,
just like eye-catching.
I'm pretty sure one of my friends probably threw up seeing me like that. I probably looked like the alien off of American Dad walking down the stairs.
There was my friend Eric who watches the show and comments sometimes.
Eric.
Yeah, him and his brother are twins, right?
Oh, that's cool.
I have
so
twin brothers.
I'm pretty sure last year we went on like a camping trip kind of like that. We're just those two and a couple of us other guys that know them, that are friends with them. We all went to the lake. We haven't talked about doing it for their birthday this year, but I'm hoping that's still on, because that's fun to like
Just
take
to go
like,
out
Look
there.
forward to and
take like
spend the time.
6 to 8 guys and just go like out to the lake and just chill. Like we rented a pontoon boat while we were out there and spent one day on the water.
Pontoons are nice.
I mean, it's just like you just get a campground and just hang out, everybody.
Yeah, we had this huge cabin, and it had like a pond right there and like a basketball like court. It was a really nice one, and you could fish in the pond if you wanted to. They just like put the fish back, but it was huge, and it was like a gamey outdoorsy like cabin too. Like they had the deers hanging up and stuff. But yeah, it was definitely. We like our guide trips because we just kind of get away from everything. And
they both have
shoot the
pop-ups,
shit
so
like we're doing right
we
now.
wouldn't do a cabin.
I'd like to do guy trips, but I don't have any friends.
Yeah, that therein lies the rub, because I think my only true friend that's like my age that's around here is Eric.
Yeah.
So unless he plans something like that, I don't really have anybody else to plan it with. I guess people from work, but if you go out with people from work, I mean, they already see you like so many days out of the week. They definitely don't want to spend their weekend with you,
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult.
That could be different. I mean, like I said, we all typically have a bond outside of work because we've worked together for so long. And
we should have a gentleman's take outing at the lake.
Gentleman's take at the lake. You know what I would do?
Gentleman's take at the lake.
I would.
We'll
have
do
my
s'mores
bathing
and we'll sing
suit.
campfire songs.
I'd have a Hawaiian shirt unbuttoned, but I'd still have a tie.
Yeah.
On my lovely skin.
I'll wear the tuxedo speedo.
You should wear the tuxedo T-shirt where it's like, you're formal but you're not afraid to party.
Yeah.
I think tuxedo T-shirts for the last episode of the season would be nice.
That'd be an image for sure. It's like we're really gentlemanly. But so what about anything else you got going on? You seen any good movies lately or anything?
I have seen a couple good movies lately. We recently talked about one not too long ago. What's the name of it with the Nicolas Cage?
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yes, that one.
Him and Pedro Pascal.
That one is awesome. If you wanna laugh your ass off and still and have the action and everything in a movie, that's a movie to definitely check. We ended up renting it on Prime.
Yeah, we rented it on Prime too.
It wasn't free, but I've seen so many TikToks and memes about it that I'm like, where is this scene from?
So you're talking about where they're looking at each other in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, where is this scene from? And then finally I Googled it and then found out. So I was like, I gotta watch this movie.
The only slight disappointment I had with that scene of them looking at each other was it wasn't the same song. I was hoping to do make your own kind of music. They had what was that blues play? Count Bessie? Does that name sound right? Back in the day, they were playing that song instead in the film.
Yeah.
But you all will recognize the meme. It's going to be on screen. But
that's the guy that you said is going to play in Gladiator 2.
Yes.
Pedro is?
Yeah, Pedro's going to be in Gladiator 2.
I didn't even know they were making a Gladiator 2.
I'll pull up a picture of
you. You
his
haven't
name.
been watching the most recent episodes then. Shame on you.
I told you.
You just outed yourself.
I told you I haven't.
And it's a good movie. And one of our viewers and coworkers, G, he's not a big fan of the Chilean actor Pedro Pascal. But however, I can't help but be a fan of that guy, even though he's kind of an idiot in real life. But tell me he wasn't one of the funnier parts about that Nick Cage
He was,
movie.
for sure. Yeah, he was. And it was like you see a side of Nick Cage that you really don't see, too, because he's like...
He's serious, but also he got to be Nick Cage.
Yes.
Yeah, so he gets to do that...
He's like the D&D dice. He has so many faces and so many sides that you don't know which one's coming up.
Yeah, he's been stuck in like $5 straight to home video movies for a long time.
$5 straight to home.
Yeah, and it's like, oh dang, it's like one of his last big ones he did, I think, was mid 2000s, The Ghost Rider, and maybe a movie called Next.
That Gone in 60 Seconds, man. I love that movie.
Angelina Jolie with her dirty blonde hair in that.
Angelina looked like a skank in that movie, but I do love Gone in 60 with him. I mean, I always love that part where they're playing Lowrider and they're getting pumped to go out and they're like, let's ride. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great movie. But but then when this Massive Talent movie came out with him, I'm like, okay, Nick Cage is an icon in Hollywood. So, I mean, he's still got it and can still make a good movie. That's why I want to see the one where he plays Dracula that came out a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Dracula, Nick Cage.
I actually heard that was really good, too.
I mean, at this point in time, you would almost want to see Nick Cage as anything. Because it's like, let's see how crazy you can get. Did you know? No, you didn't. I bet you guys didn't know this. In 1996, going to the comic book route, he was actually slated to play in Tim Burton's Superman movie as Superman.
I didn't know
Nick Cage, Superman. He loved Superman so much, he named his own son Kal, after Kal-El, which is Superman's real name. I'm like, whoa, what a nerd. But
I cannot see Nick Cage as Superman. I'd have been like...
They have behind-the-scenes footage. Yeah. Oh, I'm like, what the hell is going on? I wasn't excited about that at all.
Like hairy-chested, just
he was
dad bod looking.
He was going to have long black hair based on a comic book. It was called The Death of Superman. And it was a very unique look. And I'm like, and plus it's Tim Burton. And if you know Tim Burton, he makes very dark, kind of gothic type films like Batman or Nightmare Before Christmas. So I was like, I don't see this working.
Bride's Corpse.
Yes.
Corpse Bride or whatever.
Edward
Edward Scissorhands.
Scissorhands. And then, he's done
I
them all.
like Nick Cage and Con Air.
Sweeney Todd.
Con Air?
Con Air is probably one of my top movies with him. It's pretty iconic. And The Rock.
I like it.
I didn't know.
The Rock is probably my favorite movie with him,
Face
but it's
Off.
not because
of him. My Humvee.
I'm only borrowing your
Welcome
Humvee.
to The Rock.
He's like, dude, you just crashed your Ferrari.
And at the end of The Rock, when he puts that thing in his mouth to like not let it get exposed, he like puts it in and then like stabs himself in the stomach or the heart or whatever.
Yeah, he has to inject his own heart with the what's that called, to prevent the thing
he eats
spreading.
the biological weapon.
Yes,
he eats it, and it doesn't go out through his skin or anything.
Actually, he shoved it in the guy he was fighting, shoved it in his mouth, punched him, but it got on him, so he was exposed either way. So and then he injects.
Oh yeah, he puts it in the other dude's mouth.
Because I'm pretty sure that was like instant melt.
Yeah,
on the guy.
That's right.
But
he's like right there, so he's like, oh man, and then he stabs himself in the heart.
That scene where he's also like, I'll do my best, and he's like, your best? Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and the prom queen. And he's like, Carla was the prom queen, in that Nick Cage way, but no.
Dude, your impressions are good of them.
Going back to the Nick Cage Superman thing, here's something funny I found out, because it was a canceled movie, never happened. Thank God.
Yeah.
And now we get the Flash movie coming out in June, and that's basically going to be an end to, I don't know if you watch DC movies at all lately, but you had like Henry Cavill as Superman or Ben Affleck as Batman. That whole era is coming to an end because they want to reboot it. Now they're going to use the Flash to reboot it, which the Flash will do something and go so fast and erase like multiverses, whole multiverses. I guess that's going to happen in this one, but this is the one that's going to have Ben Affleck as Batman for the last time. Michael Keaton will return as Batman. I heard a rumor George Clooney's returning as Batman.
Should I have them all?
To have them all.
Christian Bale is going to come back?
Well, okay, so there's going to be a scene, because the ones
that's the only one I care about.
The ones they can't get to come back physically, there's going to be a scene where he's running through the multiverses so fast, he's going to see a timeline of everybody. You're going to have the old 1960s Adam West Batman imagery, the Christopher Reeve Superman, then you'll see Christian Bale, and Henry Cavill, of course. But then you're going to see, apparently Nick Cage went to go film a few things that's going to be in that flashback scene. So it's like, wow, he actually did get to play Superman. He's going to be in a DC movie. So Nick Cage and all his weirdness is now officially a Superman. Nice. That's pretty crazy.
Huh.
Nick Cage. You know. All that to say that, by the way, but it just, I don't know. I just can't believe we got to this point where he's Superman.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That is wild. Crazy, even.
Some would say.
Some would say. What do you think? Do you think that was crazy?
Pretty crazy.
So today we're going to talk about time. Okay. So for our crazy take, would you rather have the day shortened to where it's like a 12-hour day every day, right? Everything's just compressed. So you still have the day-night cycle, but it's 12 hours. You don't have to sleep. But the day is shortened. Okay. Or would you rather it be twice as long, but it's normal?
So, on the twice as long portion, do you still, are you adhering to the 8 hours sleep rule, or do you have to have like 16?
You're perpetually tired. You don't sleep in either scenario.
Oh, wait, hold on. I was kind of excited about that first option, and then you just made it really crappy.
Yeah. You're perpetually tired because you don't sleep in either version. But you either get a short day that you're tired through, or you get twice as long to do everything, but you're still tired.
Do you age faster because the days are shorter, or does it matter?
Yes.
At that point in time, if life sucks and you never sleep and you're perpetually tired, you're going to want it to end pretty quick.
So, wait. So you're going twice as fast. So if 80 is the common, that's how long you live, you only live to 40. So you're dead.
I'd be dead right now, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Again, life doesn't sound very fun. I'm dragging ass everywhere.
Does that mean our work days are longer too?
Yeah. Everything's twice what it is, or everything's half. Which would you prefer?
Life can go really fast, really slow.
But that doesn't...
I mean, you could change the scenario. Like, let's say if you wanted sleep, then it's going to cost you something like an arm. You know, I'm just saying. I'm not saying to change it. I'm saying that would make it more appealing, because I'm saying if there's no sleep and there's no peace and no rest, just speed through it. That's what I'm saying. Let's get it done.
So why would you not just pick the long one then?
Because it's going to be a long drawn out, live to 80.
But you would live to 160 in that version.
Yeah, but if I don't get to enjoy that 160 years.
Okay, so are you feeling the same as he's feeling?
I just think either or you're not going to enjoy much.
We weren't meant to have happiness.
I don't know. I want to live for a long time, so I'd probably choose the long run.
And then on your 159th birthday, you'd be like, why?
Why did I pick that?
Okay, so what if... I mean, if you took sleep into it, just take the sleep completely out. Your sleep is normal. So if you would normally sleep out of a 24-hour period, you would normally sleep 8 hours. Then in the 12-hour version, you get 4 hours. In the other one, you get 16 hours of it that you had to sleep.
I'm going long with that one too.
I'd go along with it.
Because you got to think, you got 12 hours.
You're rested.
You're sleeping for 4. Are we all rich in this scenario and we don't have to work, or do we have to work? So then I'd work.
We'd have to merge crazy takes.
You're a peasant.
4.
You're a peasant.
And then I'd have 4 hours to.
You work for a garbage company.
Hang out.
Yeah.
I do.
Man, I mean, I feel like I already do that right now because by the time I get home and everything, I'm in bed by like 10. Yeah. So it's like I stay up for like 2, 3, 4 hours anyways, and then get, whatever sleep. So I'd still go long with that one.
Yeah. So your work day would be.
So instead of the
16 hours of sleep,
16 hours
in
of
your
work.
day, and you'd have, you work about 10 hours a day, so 20-hour work day, followed by 16 hours of sleep.
I could get a lot more done in my 12 hours
for entertainment purposes,
in my 4
folks.
hours instead of cramming everything I need to get done in 4 hours.
So you'd rather suffer through the
yeah, I'm suffering
massive work day.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I dispatch
20 hours of dealing with them.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is
that's a lot.
Where we work, that's a lot of time to spend time with those personalities.
Well, not just that, the customers.
And the customers. They're angry because they're not. They're having to work 20 hours.
Like, oh my God. So what are you thinking?
I'm with him on that one because I think we've established on other hypotheticals or just other conversations, I want to live life to the fullest. Mm-hmm. And as long as I can have sleep and some kind of recharge, I can do it now on basic life and reality. If I sleep, I'm ready.
But you got to think. You got to think like.
I wonder if you do a split shift though.
That would be like something. That would be something we're used to. Unless you just say all of a sudden it starts now, and we're used.
It starts now.
Okay, so with the mentality of knowing what we know, I would be like, okay, so 8-hour day. Could we do and leave and come back?
I forgot to mention one part of this.
Here we go.
This is
PTO.
Whatever you pick, everybody else has the opposite.
What do you mean everybody else?
Everybody else except for you has the opposite.
So if I pick the long...
everybody else gets short.
I would have no drivers, so I'd be sitting there. I'd do it anyways, because who's...
and their lifespans would be shortened too?
Yeah.
Okay, so I wouldn't be married very long.
Yeah.
Then live it up. I'll have many wives, and if...
So you would take the long and make everybody else live half life?
I mean, if
you'd take double life and give everybody else in the world half life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if I remember
Really?
another crazy take where I think it was the same one you were on, you're like, you guys are being really nice. You've taught me to be a little ruthless, and I'm going to enjoy my life to the fullest. If that means you'll enjoy half that.
So the 6 billion people that are in the world right now.
Oh, do they know?
Of course they do.
You'd be the only,
They have to know.
You'd be the only asshole in this scenario because you have a whole family. So you're taking away from your kids and stuff if you chose the long
The
life.
6 billion people in the world get half lives, and you guys get double life.
So as they're coming for me, I'll be like, Matt came up with this. He's the rule maker. Okay, it's just like that same take. But if everyone knows about it,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm still picking a longer life.
Same.
So you and 6 billion people.
I just wanted to see. We've made progress, gentlemen. We've made progress. Good job.
But yep. It would be a challenge to be sure. So I like that. But you know what I don't like?
What?
You know what I've been living with for
What?
3 months now?
What?
2 months?
What in the butt?
That I've been living with that too. I've been living with the fact that I have had a loss on this episode thanks to this man right here.
That's true.
Our first duo loss.
Yeah. It's not very often, but it didn't sit well with me.
So I'm thinking I really want to issue a gentleman's challenge today.
Rematch.
Accepted.
Ding, ding, ding.
So this is a revisit of the previous challenge that we had with you before, but instead of those cheap variety cookies, this time we're going to use a bigger brand with mega cream. And I'm hoping that I can at least open my mouth at some point in this challenge to maybe get one in my mouth, but we'll see how that works. But we'll have 8 cookies. If you drop them all on the ground, it just is what it is.
Unless you're man enough to pick it up off the ground, then you can reuse it.
Yeah, you can reuse it if you drop it, but I'm going to chalk it up if it hits the ground. So we're going to go for 5 minutes.
What is it about sequels that have to be bigger, badder, and better?
Well, it was normal stuff, then it was double stuff, now it's mega stuff. So I'm guessing you can figure out the brand that we're using now. But in the challenge, we'll have 5 minutes. If you can put all 8 in your mouth in 5 minutes, kudos to you. You win the challenge. If not, we'll just go by whoever gets the most. Fair enough?
Fair enough. On a count of 3, 2, 1, go.
Uh-oh. That's problematic. I already lost one. Oh, I threw it out of my own mouth. I had it in my mouth.
Ah, it was in my mouth. Come on. Ah, come on. Oh, touched my teeth.
Ow, I hit my lips.
Man, these might be too big.
That's what she said.
Too much stuffing.
Oh, my tongue. You piece of shit.
Ah, dang it. Ah! Oh, it was in my
And I don't have my mouth open.
Damn, I lost one.
Ah! It's like cheek.
Oh, your tongue.
Ah! Okay.
Get your hand. I keep them up so it keeps me balanced. You'll see it on camera if I keep.
Ah!
Oh, no, my tongue. I pulled my tongue in my mouth. What the fuck? Dude, in my mouth. I can taste one of those.
Hit my tongue countless times and my teeth.
First one to get one wins.
Sudden death.
Or we all 3 lose.
We have to have a better man. It's a reveal of a better man. Ah!
Oh my god, dude.
Ah! Sure licked you on your way down, didn't I? Oh, dude! It was.
You threw me off. I had it like tongue.
It was. Yeah, I
on
did
my
too.
lips.
Ah!
Dude, watch it back. In my lips.
Oh! Ah! Ah!
For the team.
Whoa.
Congratulations to our better man.
I can't believe.
Mr. J.D. Denbow.
Good shit.
That was actually a pretty challenging challenge again.
Yeah, going with the bigger cookie was probably pretty silly. Thinking back on it.
It is possible, but we got just a little bit past the time limit there, and we got it in sudden death. So
yeah, we couldn't get one, so we just went sudden death. Whoever gets the first one wins.
And yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
Congrats.
How did for what you got to taste, did you get to enjoy any of that cookie?
No, it hit my teeth like once, and I had it. For some reason, my tongue went.
It danced across. It danced across my tongue a lot.
I had one literally like in my lips and my tongue, and then for whatever reason, like my tongue was holding it in place. I pulled my tongue into my mouth and made the cookie drop. I was like, I don't know why I did that. It was wild.
Yeah.
I was way better at it this time than the last time. Last time it was just like everything was just falling right across my lips.
Yeah, one technique I was remembering is let gravity do its thing, but when it gets about the eye socket, flatten your face and just work the cheek. Work the cheek. Alrighty, well, that was a fun challenge, gentlemen. Now we're in the Comeuppance segment for the lesser men.
Yay.
And we have a special Comeuppance for today picked out that will actually highlight the attributes of our lesser men, because though they are lesser, they are more when it comes to their voices. And lesser men should be heard. So I would like, if you all would be willing, to sing a little duet together and a couple of songs I have in my head.
A warm-up? We get a warm-up song?
Okay, yeah, you can do a warm-up. Do you know this one? A, B, C, D. No?
Yeah, I think so.
Harmonize.
How does it go? Do a deer, a female deer, ray, a drop of golden sun.
Were you in choir?
Me, a name I call myself.
Oh, me. Me. Do you want to let your people go?
Hi.
Baby burger.
He's ready. All right, so the first song I would like to hear from both of you, because I would be the song called Millionaire by Bruno Mars and Travie McCoy. Gentlemen, good luck.
Start your engines.
3, 2, 1, Comeuppance.
Wanna be a billionaire so f***ing bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. The world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire.
Yeah, I would have a show like Oprah. I would be the host of Everyday Christmas. Give Trevor your wish list. I'd probably pull an Angelina and Brad Pitt and adopt a bunch of babies that ain't never had shit. Give away a few Mercedes like, here lady, have this. And last but not least, grant somebody their last wish. It's been a couple months that I've been single, so you can call me Travis Claus minus the ho-ho hat. Get it? I'd probably visit when Katrina hit, and damn sure do a lot more than FEMA did. Yeah. Can't forget about me, stupid. Everywhere I go, I'ma have my own theme music.
Every time I close my eyes,
What you see, bruh?
see my name in shining lights. A different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare
For what?
when I'm a billionaire. I wanna be on the cover of Forbes magazine, smiling next to Oprah and the Queen.
What up, Oprah?
Oh, every time I close my eyes,
What you see,
I
bruh?
see my name in shining lights. A different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare feeling bad.
Good shit. That was tough. That was tough.
That did feel like an endurance round. I was like, wow.
That was tough. You were going through it. Okay, what's this?
Yeah, I like that. That was the second time you picked up the chorus. I was like, damn, you belted. I mean, you were good on all of it, but you really belted out on that second one.
The second, like once you got through the first time, you were like, just like, it, let's give it all.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
What's the next song?
The second song I was thinking was Summer Lovin' from the motion picture soundtrack for Grease. Another fun duet song.
Summer lovin' had me a blast.
Summer loving happened so fast.
I met a girl crazy for me.
Met a boy, cute as can be.
Summer days drifting away, but on the summer nights. Oh, well.
Tell me more, tell me more.
Summer sun, something's begun, but on those summer nights. Oh, well.
He got friendly, holding my hand.
Well, she got friendly down in the sand.
He was sweet, just turned 18.
Well, she was good, you know what I mean?
Summer heat,
Boy and girl meet, but on those summer nights. Oh, that's a long one.
it turned colder. That's where it ends.
So I told her we'd still be friends.
Then we made our true love vow.
Wonder what she's doing now. Summer dreams ripped at the seams. But those summer nights. We'd be those drunk people at the bar that people hate. And they'd be like, you get these
I would love to do
motherfuckers
that
out.
drunk with someone.
Okay, now that we've ruptured everybody's eardrums,
All right, gentlemen. That is what I'm talking about.
my voice is sore.
Yeah.
I probably won't have one tomorrow. You can already tell.
You guys gave that your all.
Tried.
And I, as the better man, couldn't be happier, and I couldn't be more pleased as far as the entertainment value, the appreciation that the lesser men voices were heard. Perry, your gas is
farted.
Wow. But
I think if we had a couple weeks of practice, we could really nail those songs.
no.
I think we could go take them on the road.
Here's what I know about you two. You've been practicing for this moment your whole lives. Your whole lives led to this moment.
It's weird. It sounds so much different when you're not in the shower.
Yeah.
It sounded better, actually. I thought. I don't know. I don't know if you can see. You probably couldn't see me on camera, but I was weeping over here.
I just commend Jared for taking the tough part on both songs.
I definitely.
That was very admirable on your part. Good job. Good job, Perry.
Definitely got to commend you, Perry. All right. Well, hey, those songs, the performances were fire, and since we're still running pretty hot, let's go into the hot takes. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Sounds good.
I'm down.
Okay. All right. As the better man for the day, I would like to kick off the hot take if you're
Nice.
good with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go the typical JD route here. I came across something that made me laugh as far as the ridiculousness of people and their hypocritical behavior. So I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's a show on Netflix. Actually, it's a docu-series. So if it's a docu-series, it means it's real because you're passing it off as a documentary, right? Mm-hmm. Cleopatra has dropped on Netflix. And funny thing about that, first of all, it's executive produced by everyone's favorite woman in Hollywood. And I'm talking about Jada Pinkett Smith. Anyway, so she took it upon herself and found a director, and they collaborated and thought, we don't have enough African queens to draw from, so we need something to really kick this off. So they casted a woman of color to play Cleopatra. And they just thought that was a good idea, and they rushed in, they did it. Then they had the trailer for this, and then there it was, Cleopatra, woman of color, queen of Egypt. She wasn't a woman of color. She's Macedonian, Greek. So it is well documented that she is light-skinned.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, olive-skinned because of the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Not woman of color. And this little controversy, and it's a controversy, don't get me wrong, because, granted, back in the day, whitewashing was a thing. It happened in Hollywood. That's just how it was. That's how they sold. That's how they marketed. We learned from it. We let it go. But now it's like, well, we didn't really learn from it because you're choosing to blackwash everything.
Do the opposite.
Do the exact opposite. And so it's like, well, you all got to. It's like, okay, what you said, it was wrong. We learned. Yours is wrong too. But backing it up some Egypt, the whole country of Egypt is pissed off about this. They're suing Netflix. They have been sending threats to Netflix, to Jada Pinkett, to the director. And they're like, yeah. So now, I think right now, I don't know how that lawsuit's going to fare because, at that point, it is what it is. But they're going to make a counter documentary because they're passing it off as real. And so they're making a counter documentary saying, no, we'll show you the real Cleopatra. And I just love that internationally Netflix has pissed people off.
First off, I don't trust anything that Jada Pinkett is leading the charge on. But then secondly, it's like we have talked in the past about the hypocrisy of people, but it's like I really get irritated about the whole like racism thing whenever racism only applies one directionally.
Yeah.
Like that is the most ignorant thing you can say. Like if you hate people because of their skin color, that is the racism. Not just when you're doing it towards a minority.
You should see how the media team and the director and everybody are attacking audiences. Because they admit it, and by the way, they did admit it that it was a reimagining. They know she wasn't a woman of color. But they said it in a one-off interview for some local news station that clip never gained media attention for them to say this. And there's no disclaimer at the start of the show saying it's a reimagining, even though they're passing it off as truth with docuseries and all. So the director has been attacking. I think they're just out to piss off the American audience, really. So they're just like, why do y'all have a problem with the Black Cleopatra? Why do you have a problem with that? Why do you have a problem with that? After admitting that they knowingly reimagined, now they're just attacking people. And why does Egypt have a problem with that?
It would be like
that was their queen.
If we made a Martin Luther King movie and he was like Hispanic or white, everybody would be like, wait. We know that he wasn't that. So why are we doing that?
It's a reimagining.
It makes no sense to completely, especially in docuseries format.
Yeah.
Like whenever you're trying to basically walk through the actual life of somebody or do something similar.
Yeah.
Like you have to cast based upon the person as we know them to have been.
You don't have to dip into that well and say, well, you all did it, and we have to like somehow counterbalance that. You don't have to counterbalance.
Two wrongs don't make a right. How many times have you heard your great grandma say that?
And
two wrongs don't make a right.
As much as I hated it, I don't consider that really trite. That's something to live by. That's true.
I mean, I don't really want to go any more down that path.
Yeah,
it just pisses me off.
So the best part about this whole docuseries thing is, as much as they're attacking everybody for it, and they're trying to get the networks and everyone rave about it. Oh yes. I've never seen anything on Rotten Tomatoes have an audience score of 1% before. I've seen low. I've seen 8%, 13%. I've never seen 1%. That's insane. Even the critic score is super low because I think they were ready to gung ho and back it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we don't want to get caught in that. Yeah, that's bad. You shouldn't do that. Yeah, so it's all for virtue signaling and everything. But in the end, the thing sucked. People hate it. The world hates it. You got called out. You didn't like that you got called out. I mean, you could put like a little warning there on the screen. This is a reimagining. That's fine. I can understand a reimagining.
I don't care.
When you're passing it off as real, bite me. That's all I got on my hot take. It's nothing new. It's just pointing out further hypocrisy, and this was just the latest one, and it's funny to me. And so who's next?
So my hot take is, have you ever been to a strip club and then you go get a private lap dance and the stripper puts her ass in your face and it smells like 10 cans of Bounce That Ass?
He's trying to throw us off with this.
In Grand Theft Auto, yes.
Oh, well, it just recently happened to me in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys playing this?
I'm just messing with it. No, I'm just messing with
It
you.
was not planned.
10 cans of bounce the ass.
Yeah, 10 cans of
I'd say I was like really proud that you were. I'm like, let's go with this. Yeah, let's
I was,
No.
I was
go off
like-
on strippers.
I was hoping that he was like, and then she's giving you a lap dance and she's all grinding on you.
She clenches her cheek. She clenches her cheeks together and plays. Where's your nose at?
Where's your nose?
Where's your nose?
I thought you were gonna say you felt the sucking sensation. And you looked down, you saw a plunger in 2 eyes.
Oh, jeez. Twice.
Oh.
No. My hot take is going to be, if you live in and most other places around us, you see construction. Construction is going on everywhere in this state. And there's signs that tell you that there's construction going on. You're driving and it'll let you know, hey, you need to merge now. Well, then you merge and you're waiting your turn like everybody else, mostly everybody else. And you get 1, 2, or 3 cars that decide they want to go past you. And then they hold up the line that's actually going
And had merged when they should have.
and then try to merge in front of you.
Last minute.
Yeah. That ain't happening with me, bud. Like, I'm bumper to bumper with the car in front of me, and I'm going to look at you while I'm driving by you and being like, you're an idiot. Like, the sign said it a mile back.
It's your own fault.
Yeah. Like, I have no sympathy for those kind of people.
I used to be guilty of that. I used to be guilty of that back in the day. It's okay to, I mean, you can judge. And then I got to where I was like, as I got older, instead of like waiting till the 2nd mile to do it, I just did it at the 1 mile mark. Okay, I should get over now. And then finally, as I was leaving my 20s, 25 to 30, I'm just like, yeah, I'll just get over. I got my place secured. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's like.
But when I was 18, I was not courteous. I was a courteous driver, but I was also very selfish, if you know what I mean.
I used to be a courtesy driver until recently, and then now it's just like annoying. It's like, come on, dude.
Like when you go to there's like a stoplight and it's red.
Yes.
Right? And you pull up and there's like one of those gaps, you know, and there's people that are trying to get across the road. Are you the type of person that, like, if you pull up, you're stopping for the stoplight and you block them? Or do you stay back to where they can drive through?
Like if someone's trying to turn into like a convenience
No, like
store
a
or
walk
something.
Yeah.
path. Or oh.
Okay, so think about
Say
like
nice.
when you're going that bridge that's right by work, like you're almost to that bridge and it's red.
Yeah.
But then there's all the people that are trying to come on right there.
Mm-hmm.
You stay back and you let them get onto the road before you go.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
But like if you do that at that bridge, it people must not do it very often because you see the look in their face. They're like,
Yeah.
they like drive through. They're like, wait, you're letting me in? That's crazy.
Especially like
they just sit
around
there
the time
forever.
I leave work, it's always like 5 o'clock traffic, like 6:30,
Yeah.
7. So there's always people exiting off, and I always get stuck in that situation. And
I just always think it's wild. Like I'm like, you're at a red light. Like, what was the harm? I'm
Yeah.
not even getting in your line.
Yeah.
Like if I was to get in your lane, that means I'm turning back the way I just came.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm-
I'm not doing that.
You're
I
not
don't
moving.
want your lane.
Yeah.
Like I just want through. Like, can you let me through? So, anyways.
Well, I was thinking of a funny story. I was on my way to work too, and I was pulling into that, the convenience store down the road, and that scenario happened. Red light, and I was like, I really need to get in there. I was actually trying to get to the Chick-fil-A behind the store, of course. And the car stops. I'm like, thank you. As a courteous driver, I always wave. I go out of my way to make sure people see that I acknowledge and appreciate. It's just I believe in that. And so, hey, thank you. They're stopped. They're far enough back. I turn in, I wave, and dude honked at me, like laid on the horn. I look. I'm like, no one's coming. Is he trying to warn me of something? And then he lays out the horn and he goes, as if, what was I doing? And slowly it dawned on me, maybe he wasn't leaving a gap for me. Maybe it's because there's people that at the red lights that do believe in staying a whole car length back.
Yeah.
Which they always say that, but I'm just like, guideline, bend that rule here and there. But so I'm thinking he probably wasn't even doing that for me. He was just doing his basic thing. I was like, what's this a-hole doing? I'm all,
Thanks for the gap.
Yeah. I looked at him too, like, what?
You know the bridge right before you get to like it's like the first exit to where you get on Riverside, and then the second one.
Yeah.
So you go there, and we're driving. We just got through watching the Fast and the Furious. I don't know which one it was, but we're driving and this car's riding our ass, and we think it's one of our friends. And we're like, oh, these guys are being stupid. So they go around us, and we're like, oh, it's not one of our friends. And this guy was hauling ass. And I was like, man, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and flips. And sure enough, he loses control. He skids and flips over the bridge. Literally, me and my friend Jason were in the car, and we were going, and he flips over the bridge, and we're like, should we stop? But we're already on the bridge because we were already going, 70 miles per hour.
Yeah.
We were already on the bridge. And I was like, no, I mean, other people had to have seen that. Like, they're going to stop. Or the cars down below are going to see that.
How fast was he going when you flipped, you think?
We were going 70. So he was on our ass. So he had to have been going like 90 to 100. He was flying.
He flew off a bridge?
Flipped off a bridge. I never heard anything of it in the news or anything, but...
Never heard from again.
But like...
No, not a water bridge.
No,
it was before it hit water.
Yeah.
So it goes over water eventually, but it also goes over Riverside. He flipped right when it went over Riverside.
Wow.
Yeah.
How far of a drop is that?
Oh, that's probably all of 40 feet, maybe.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, I called it. I said I wouldn't be surprised if this guy wrecks, and he did. And I was like, he was like, should we stop? I was like, we can't stop in the middle of the road. We're on a bridge. Like, other people have seen that. Like,
Somebody's calling it in.
Yeah, somebody's gonna.
Or
call
they didn't.
it in.
Or they said the same thing. Yeah, someone's calling it in.
I mean,
Dude's laying there.
99% chance all you're doing is calling the coroner.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be dark, but I mean, that's just honesty. If you fell 40 feet going 100 miles an hour already.
Yeah, that's probably the craziest thing I've seen in a car.
That's pretty crazy.
That was like...
I mean, the G-force probably knocked him out.
I was probably like a senior
hopefully.
or so in high
So,
school.
I mean, he probably didn't feel it.
He relaxed, yeah. And then didn't
I was probably a senior in high school, so this is back in like 2009, 2010.
He woke up on fire.
Yeah.
So I guess it's my turn?
Well, yeah, but hold on one second. Yeah. Spicy. Pretty spicy. I'm guessing you're going to have a pretty good hot take.
Yeah, I mean, I said after last episode that I was no holds barred moving forward. So I think that this episode, my hot take should be dedicated to the toxic masculinity shit that I hear all the time. So here's my thing. Masculinity. Why is it that masculinity in women is encouraged and femininity in men is encouraged? But masculinity in men is discouraged and femininity in women is discouraged. It doesn't make any sense. Like the whole toxic masculinity thing, like basically that labels me, the way that I've heard it from people who are describing toxic masculinity is basically pointing right at me. Like most of the toxic masculinity things about the way that men behave and the way that men act, it's not even really toxic masculinity. It's more like if you're an alpha male. Like that seems to be what they're after, is like alpha male. So like my job, and here's what you don't understand. If you're saying that a man is a toxic man, my wife and children are very well taken care of. Like I take care of them. I'm their protector. I'm their provider. And I like that role. I want to do that role for them. And they like the fact that I'm always there. You don't want to be with a man, or you might want to be with a man who can't protect you, but congratulations, if something goes wrong, now you're both screwed. I mean, so like my job as a provider is to make my wife and kids feel safe at all times. My job as a protector is to make my wife and children feel safe at all times. I want them living in a scenario where they always feel safe. And if that makes me toxic masculinity, if that makes me that, why? Why is them feeling safe bad? Like that shouldn't exist in the capacity that it does. But also, if that's such a bad trait, why is the same group that's talking about freaking toxic masculinity, why are they encouraging it in feminine or females? Why is that encouraged for them? So So it's bad if I do it, even though I was predisposed to doing it. But yet if somebody wants to convert and act like a man, but they're not a man, but they want to act like a man, they're encouraged to do it. And they get a round of applause. It's like, what the is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. Like, my wife and kids are happy that I'm a quote-unquote toxic masculinity guy because I'll always take care of them. Yeah, so, like, I think we've talked about traditional marriage before.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that was a hot take.
Yes.
But, like, as a woman, when you're looking for a man, all these girls that are out there saying, oh, I want my independence. Me and my wife were just having this conversation. Whenever they're like, I'm going to keep my independence. I'm going to do things my way. He's not going to throw me off my game. I'm going to do what I want to do. Blah, blah. That's because you've never found somebody worth sharing your life with.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason. Once you find somebody that you're comfortable enough giving your quote unquote independence, because he is too. He's giving his independence away too. Like, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about the fact that he can't do what he used to do independently either.
Right.
And most of the time, the financial obligation is much stronger on his shoulders. The child rearing obligation is much stronger on his shoulders. So he's placing a much bigger bet on you than you're placing on him. All you have to be willing to give up is your individuality. And 99% of the time, you just haven't found somebody that you're willing to do that for. But once you do, and you are comfortable inside of him, and him being the skin on the outside of the animal, once you're willing for that to happen, then it will happen.
And that's the thing. And a lot of people fear this. And I've spoken to a lot of different people at length on this. I'm a big person, character study. Usually when it comes to maintaining that sense of identity, to give that up is a fear amongst men and women.
Yeah.
But a man will do it, but a woman, I've noticed it was a little harder for them because, there's a lot that goes into that. They want the security, the trust. But as you get to know your man, you're building that up, but making that final leap, you're worried about what part of you you're going to lose with that identity. But I've found, as many people I've talked to, you're not really losing yourself. You actually find your identity once you just let go, and you're like, wow, this is who I wanted to be always.
Yeah, you want the guy to give up everything before you meet him halfway. Like, that's not how it works, and that's why you can't find a good man. It's because I promise you, if I'm upper echelon, I'm the high tier quality person that you want to be with, and you walk up to me and you start telling me how you're independent, you're going to do your own thing, there's not a chance that we even get past the first conversation. You're done to me. Like, I'm moving on, because you're supposed to be my comfort. You're supposed to be my peace. I'm not trying to have a long day all day and then come back to another freaking problem. Like, it's not going to work out. So you could keep that shit to yourself, and you could find somebody who's low grade, who you never will be comfortable with, and you'll never give yourself to them fully, and you can have that's a toxic relationship when neither one of you are really you actually aren't committed to each other, and you actually aren't giving it 100% because neither one of you really want to give anything in the relationship. That's toxic. So, like, my wife, she's independent on her own. When we met, I don't force her to do anything. Like, there's been family and friends.
But she became yours.
There's family and friends that think I'm controlling, but at the end of the day, she asks me. She says, "Hey, can I go get donuts tomorrow?" I'm like, I don't really care. And she has access to all the same money that I do. But yet she asks if it's okay. Like, does she have to? No. But do we do things together? Yeah. Do we make decisions together? Yeah. Like, yes, that's something we do.
My wife will do that, and then, like, sometimes, not everything, but she'll ask on a lot of stuff, and I'm like, you don't have to ask every time.
Right.
But she just goes, oh, it's a respect thing.
Yeah, that's like, exactly what my wife is like. Hey, I don't want to do it, and then we didn't have that budget or whatever. So it's like, even the things that are not forced, we had this conversation not that long either, but it's not toxic masculinity. It's we're comfortable with each other. She asks me questions that she knows that she doesn't have to ask because she respects me enough to ask them. And then I give her information, or I talk to her about things that I don't have to because I respect her as well. Like, it's a two-way street. This whole, like, toxic thing, when you just label people toxic because you don't want to actually talk about anything, and it makes you, in my opinion, the first person to call the other one toxic,
unapproachable,
kind of gets out of whatever behavior they want to demonstrate. Yeah. So, like, if I call you toxic, I just said, you can't address my flaws because if you do, you're toxic. So it's like the first one is say, hey, you're displaying toxic masculinity. It's basically like, I'm not comfortable with you calling me out on my flaws or the problems that I have. So you can't talk about it or you're toxic. It's like, I'm not toxic though.
I look at a man like Perry and I'm just thinking, he has so many wonderful qualities to him that I would just hope anyone that was with, treated you right because you deserve to be treated right. You're a freaking catch.
Appreciate you.
And all the respect that goes with that.
Yeah, Monica, she's pretty good to me, for sure.
Monica. Hey, that was a pretty hot take. You came in hot on that one.
Yeah.
I've seen.
That's not even the hottest. I'm ramping up.
I've seen hotter, is what I'm saying. So I got a feeling with this being the third to last episode, it's like I expect full blazing.
Yeah, that was just something that I didn't really go in on before
on the previous
when we kind of addressed it.
Yeah,
but it needed a little bit more clarity.
Yeah,
I'm tired of people just labeling other people so that they can have these like
hashtag
freaking cop outs.
Proud to be toxic over here, which it ain't toxic, but hey, if I'm meeting you in the middle, hey, I'm happy to be toxic. Good hot takes. Covering that again, yet another annoying traffic. Trope, and then that, and then on top of whatever I was talking about, bitching about this week.
I think feet. You're talking about feet, right? You always talk about feet.
I do
something like I really, really, really like feet.
I like feet, and bologna, and I thought we were going to talk about that anymore. That'll wrap it up on that. So I will go into our outro with knowing that I think besides those hot takes, I think we hit a pretty interesting, crazy take, and thank you for recognizing our evolution in like, no, it's us. It's about us right now. So, and thank you all for giving up half of your life so that we may have double life. And so that we may move on and pursue.
Worse.
That might be toxic. I can see that. But thank you for sharing your Vegas story. I'll never get the plunger and googly eyes out of my head.
You got to be there, man. If I ever go, I'm going to request we go there, and I'll record it next time.
I might ask
I'll be the weird guy out there. I'll be like the guy off of that movie.
Definitely the weird guy.
Hold the long note, baby. But, yeah.
Sure, you can't record in the strip club. I told my friend I'd bring it back.
It's immediately Bluetooth it out. You can't live stream, though, can you? Oh, we should do a show in Vegas. When we really hit it big. Oh man,
right in the middle of Fremont Street.
Oh, dude, yeah. Have everybody come by, do the question, the take on the streets. Yeah, man.
Hot takes on the street.
How do you feel about?
AKA street takes.
Tassel. Yeah, and as far as everything else goes, guys, I got to say that I really, really, really enjoyed the challenge, as challenging as it was, but even more rewarding was the comeuppance. So this is one of those days, unlike the hot sauce episode, where I'm absolutely proud to have been the better man, because I don't think as a lesser man I could have proved my vocal quality. I mean, you heard. Well, anyway, I proved it as well as you two pulled it off. And
we got to put some auto tune or whatever on this.
Yeah.
Just auto tune it up.
I mean, most good shows have merch, right?
Yeah.
Why? We're gonna have merch eventually, T-shirts and whatnot. Why couldn't we have an album? Next week's guest.
Yo, put this in the comments. Gentleman's Take sings and your top 12 songs you'd want to hear.
We've talked about
top 12.
We've talked about doing like a musical epised before, a themed episode.
Yeah, so that would be so cool.
We can do that.
Beauty.
Next week's guest, he's the one I started that band with. I was talking about the superhuman intellectual types.
Yeah,
dude, we talked about cutting all kinds of stuff. So I mean, we could just put together an album.
We should just take 12 songs that people want to hear and just do them.
What 12 songs?
Yeah, tell us if you got one that would hit the top 12, or you got all 12 that you can think of.
If there's one specific song you want to go to one specific gentleman, let us know and why.
So low.
Let us know and why. If you have a specific request for, say, Perry after his performance today with, was I Want to Be a Millionaire or Billionaire?
Billionaire.
Yeah, I got.
Why would you want to be a millionaire when you can be a billionaire?
Well, I just realized.
I think now I want to be a trillionaire.
Well, I realized I introduced the song wrong earlier. I think I said I want to be a millionaire by. But that's why
we can start doing YouTube shorts, just releasing like 30-second snippets of us playing a song.
Have the lighting, because oh my gosh, that'd be beautiful.
That would be pretty good.
So yeah, I've never. He's just a poor boy from a poor family. That's a good idea. We should sing that one. We should definitely sing that one. Yeah. So I've never been more proud to be a better man to get to witness that. Thank you for the performance, Perry. Thank you for coming back.
Yes, sir.
I had a much better time because I didn't like you on the first episode very much. But no. It was a lot of fun. It's always a good time anyway. This is no different than what we do every day anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
So maybe a little more vulgar, but yeah. My next question: you've already come back. Would you come back again?
Yeah, for sure. I know eventually you are going to be taking a short break for summer and all that stuff, but I'm down to come back for season 2 for sure.
Oh, yeah, you have the privilege of being on the final 3 episodes of this season.
Nice.
Yeah. And you're in the running for some of our Gentleman's Take Awards that we're going to do at the end of the year.
That is true. That is true.
The guest
That's
awards.
my first time hearing about it.
That's right.
Guest awards.
The golden mics. But yeah. Anyway, so thanks for coming on. We'll see you. Hope you have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday and go from there.
I appreciate it.
All right.
And you. Alrighty. So everything else, though, that we covered today, I think came together to form a perfect take. So, some would say a gentleman's take. And
correct.
I think after 22 episodes, I finally got it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
No problem.
See,
I just had to wait and let you.
You're getting you let me have my first steps.
Yep.
You have improved us in our quality. In so many ways.
Since you've hit so many Better Man awards now, it's starting to make you a better man.
I didn't realize that was what a journey. What a journey. Okay, so since this is a gentleman's take, let's go ahead and close her out proper, folks. Until we meet again, be sure to sit back, sip some bourbon,
smoke a stogie,
and appreciate the finer things in life.
No more juice.
Goodbye, Perry.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy.
It's like you really wanted to take that part. I stole your thunder. He was like,
Go little high, little low.
Any way the wind blows.
Mama!
Didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters.
we see voices.
Too late, my time has come. Send shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go. Gotta leave it all behind to face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family. Spare him his life from this monstrosity. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Bismillah. No! Let him go! Bismillah. Let him go! Decide for me. For me. For me. So you think you can stone me and spit in my eye? So you think you can love me and leave me to die? Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Any way the wind blows. That was good. That felt good.
Yeah.
That's our outro, gentlemen.
That was bad.
Oh, it was so bad, it's great.
It was bad.
The Audience Take.
We want to hear from you.
Any suggestions or requests for future takes, challenges, comeuppance, or criticisms, please email us at AGentlemansTakePodcast@gmail.com.
Don't forget to check out our Twitter and Instagram pages for exclusive content.